Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Atlanta, Georgia, it's time for Atlanta Business Radio. Brought to you by OnPay. Built in Atlanta, OnPay is the top-rated payroll and HR software anywhere. Get 1 month free at onpay.com. Now, here's your host.
Lee Cantor here. Another episode of Atlanta Business Radio, and this is going to be a good one. But before we get started, it's important to recognize our sponsor, OnPay. Without them, we couldn't be sharing these important stories. Today on Atlanta Business Radio, we have Aarti Sahgal with Synergies Work. Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, Lee.
Well, nice meeting you. I'm excited to learn about Synergies Work. Can you please tell us a little bit about it and how you're serving folks?
So it's an incubator, accelerator based out of Atlanta, Georgia. We serve the entire country, and we work with people with disabilities, helping them set up small businesses. I'm proud to say we are the only incubator, accelerator in the country that works with small business owners with disabilities.
So what was the genesis of the idea? How did this come about?
I started this 5 years back, but importantly, I am a mother. I have 2 sons. I have an older son who's 28 years old and the younger one who's 22. And no maths needed. I had my children 5 years when I was 5 years old. But my younger son has Down syndrome. And a couple of years back, when my older one got the startup bug, he left his job with the bank and set up his own business. It's the time that I realized that there wasn't any of these framework of support for folks with disabilities. My younger one would not have that opportunity to learn, to take a risk and start his own business. And that's where Synergies Work was formed. And as the name suggests, it's like just building synergies between the disability community and the business community.
Now, in your family, other than your son, were there other folks that are involved in startups, or was that your first taste of kind of seeing a startup evolve?
My first taste of setting up a startup. I have the background in business. I worked for 15 years in marketing and advertising. And then when my younger son was born, the last 15 years, I have served in the disability community as a consultant to the Georgia Council on Developmental Disabilities, working with other corporations, looking at them and talking about disability as part of the DEI conversation. And this setting up my own incubator, accelerator, nonprofit business, whatever you want to call it, was my first foray.
So it sounds like you're kind of uniquely qualified to be the person to spearhead this because of your background and also your personal story together. It sounds like you're the perfect fit to be kind of leading an organization like this.
I like to think it's a labor of love. This is my life's purpose. That's what makes my heart sing. It's not work. It's really what I enjoy doing.
Now, when you have a mission like this that's so personal and the impact is so real on especially folks that aren't really served in this manner until you came up with this, when was the first clues that you had something that was really going to get traction and could really grow and really impact a lot of people? So
I would say it was around the time of 2020. When we were all reeling under the shock of COVID. It took us that much time, and we realized that people were losing jobs. People with disabilities were definitely more impacted than the rest of the population. They were the first ones to let go because of health concerns. Also, they could not get back to work. And like everybody else who was, the big, drop in the in the employment market, people with disabilities also were looking at entrepreneurship, looking at the gig economy. And there was this real need for folks to find resources, to support, to set up their own businesses. And that's the time when we started this I2I program, or the Idea to Incubation program, I jokingly say in jest, but really it seems like everybody got to know or discovered internet at the time when we were hit by COVID. And we started this program virtually, serving folks across the country. It's a 10-week program where we bring them all together in a small cohort, bring in business leaders, and take them through the process of incubation.
Now, are the students that are coming into the Idea to Incubation program, is it driven by the disabled person, or is it their family member that finds it and suggests it? Like, how does the idea, how do you find the people to be part of the cohort?
So when we talk about people with disabilities, we are talking about an entire gamut of people. I don't know if you realize, but 1 in 4 people in the country identify them as disabled. And this includes people who have sensory disabilities, physical disabilities, and cognitive disabilities, or even who can associate themselves with having a mental health issues. So we serve the entire population, and we bring them, it can be a person if they need some support, if they want someone to bring to a parent or a loved one to attend the sessions, they are welcome to join them. So, and the whole program is built on the basis of accessibility. The idea is that we not only have these weekly sessions, but every week we provide one-on-one support to the individual to see whatever they've learned, they're actually able to execute it. The program is like any other incubator, accelerator. The content is rich. The speakers, the guest speakers that come are the best in the country in their profession and the subject matter experts. Nothing changes. I think it is just a question of the perception of inclusion and making sure that everybody is included in that process.
Now, since you've been doing this and you've been getting folks to be part of this program, has anybody had kind of a breakthrough business, or did they develop something that got traction and turned into like a thriving business, or has that happened yet?
Yes, there are a couple of them, but we are relatively new. They're also relatively new. In the last, as I said, we launched in the fall of 2020. The real businesses that has taken them around 6 to 8 months to set their businesses up. Some of them are folks who have, which was just an idea, but now they have a proper business. There is this young man in California, for instance, Trevor Dealey. He goes by his business name goes by Trev Trades, and he does organic soaps. He's autistic. He's at the point where he is now expanding his business from selling his organic soaps in boutique shops to even larger organizations. There are folks who are selling gift baskets here in Atlanta, the 3 Basketeers. Again, a group of 3 young men who are autistic and doing this business. There is a young woman in Atlanta who is a spoken word artist, a sound engineer, and has now expanded her business into selling promotional merchandise, working with the local artists, and she is blind. There are non-speaking autistics who have become peer-to-peer counselors, and they're writing now, and they're being asked to come and speak. So there is still nascent businesses, but they're growing businesses. Talk to me in 6 months' time. We will be sharing a lot more how their businesses have grown with them.
So this is a relatively new endeavor on your part, but you've been able to secure strategic partnerships with some pretty interesting folks. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, it has been an interesting year, the past 12 months. We have partnered with the National Federation of the Blind, funded through Smart Jobs, which is an impact fund. We are partnering with Zen Business, which is an organization that supports entrepreneurs, micro businesses in the country, and they work with us. We have partners like the Coca-Cola Foundation, the Truist Foundation, Anthem, and importantly, we are amongst the top 5 organizations in the country chosen by MIT Solve and Truist Foundation for an Inspire Award, doing innovative work in entrepreneurial field. So this is, I think the world is changing, and it makes me hopeful that disability is part of the DEI conversations now.
Now, what do you need more of? How can we help you?
We have been very lucky to have a lot of support, but we can definitely ask everybody who cares about this issue to be part of the work we are doing. They can reach out to us through synergieswork.org and support if they feel care about this issue as mentors, as speakers, and any other which way they can support us. All our work that we do with our entrepreneurs is at no cost to them. We not only provide this for 11 weeks, we provide them impact grants, we provide them support for the 2 years after going through the incubator program. And we are launching 2 new initiatives. One is a learning hub, which is going to be a resource center for all entrepreneurs. But it will be in this particular learning hub, and the resources are being created by entrepreneurs with disabilities so that the world can see that they are the leaders in the business world also.
And then there's also impact grants. Can you talk about that?
Yes. So all the folks, irrespective of whether they go through Synergies Work and outside, we offer impact grants to all the entrepreneurs with disabilities twice a year, and we look at the idea, where their idea is, how they want going to use the funds, and just give out these grants. And they're small grants at this time, but we are definitely talking to some organizations and seeing how do we provide capital to these entrepreneurs, whether it is not necessarily through grants, but could even be through loans.
Now, you mentioned corporate partners or supporters. How does a company that believes in the mission that you believe in get involved, and what types of involvement would you like from them? Is it just that you would like, donations or money, or is it something you want also some investment of people power in terms of help and mentoring and things like that as well?
Well, I'm greedy. I want all of it.
You want all of that.
So just to give you an example, when we say that we want that partnership, it is not just an investment, as you said, of money. It's a partnership that we are looking for, whether it is talking to their organizations also about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and looking at it from the point of view of disability, because these corporations also employ a whole bunch of people, and some of them might be people with disabilities, but they might not be talking about it, or they might have loved ones with a disability, and so they have a natural affinity towards this issue. And it is great to bring these conversations up and have an honest conversation around how to build an equitable place for everybody. We do that a lot with our partners. We have done that with Zen Business, where we have hosted these talks with them. We invite them. We have invited our corporate partners to come and speak to our cohorts on subject matters where they excel. We look at mentors. Organic mentor-mentee relationships are built through these conversations. We have a demo day where we invite folks from the business community and listen to the businesses that our entrepreneurs are working on and see where they can open doors. The mission of Synergies Work, and I think I failed to mention, is building one world where people with disabilities belong. And we see our role as that of a catalyst that connects the disability and the business community. And if I remember my chemistry right, a catalyst is one that burns away and no longer exists in the form it was supposed to be. And that's what I see Synergies Work role to be, to bring these two worlds together so that there is no place for organizations like ours that only work with people with disabilities.
So now if there is somebody out there that has a disability that wants to participate, or has a family member or knows somebody with a disability that could benefit, it's really anywhere in the world, right? This is not, it's based here in Atlanta, but somebody can like you said, that you had people from California. There's people that can remotely kind of tap into the content.
Yes, they can. They can reach out to us. Our fall cohort starts on August 10th. So every year, spring and August, we have these cohorts and we send out, open it up for applications. They can apply online. We have an interview process to see whether it's a right fit or not. And then the program starts. Apart from it, as I said, we have this learning hub, which we are launching this week. So even if you're thinking about setting up a business, or you have a loved one who's thinking about setting up and don't know what to do, you can tap into this free resources and just go through them and listen to what others are doing, and start building on that idea till you're ready to go for a incubator program.
And then even if you don't make it into the program, there's so much education there that you can, get started and learn, and then maybe try again the next cohort.
That's right. That's right.
And then if somebody wants to also, on the website is synergieswork.org. Yes. There is all the information to join the cohorts, but also if you want to donate or if you want to volunteer or become a mentor, all of that information is on the website as well, right?
That's right. It's synergieswork.org/partner, and that will give you all the ways that you can partner with us.
And that's synergieswork.org. Aarti, thank you so much for sharing your story today. You're doing such important work, and we appreciate you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I appreciate your time.
All right, this is Lee Cantor. We will see you all next time on Atlanta Business Radio.
Today's episode of Atlanta Business Radio is brought to you by OnPay. Built in Atlanta, OnPay is the top-rated payroll and HR software anywhere. Get 1 month free at onpay.com.